Eagles Entertainment.
Welcome, Eagles everywhere, to the Eagles Insider Podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro here at the NovaCare Complex. Eagles getting ready for their rookie minicamp this weekend. About 24 players will be on the field for practice on Friday and Saturday. A walkthrough on Sunday, of course. No contact, no pads. This is an introduction for the Eagles rookie class and for a handful of players who will try out to impress the coaching staff. So obviously it's a chance for head coach Nick Sirianni to hit the field for the first time as the head man here in Philadelphia, and for the Eagles to get their first look on the field at their draft class and their unsigned rookie class. So while it may not mean a lot in the big picture as far as the evaluations of the players, it does give the Eagles a taste of what these players are all about and how they retain information in the classroom, because that's really what it's going to be all about. Feeding the players the X's and O's and then having them go out and remembering their assignments and executing those assignments, and also just getting used to the pace of the NFL life here at the NovaCare Complex. So we'll keep you updated on that throughout the way here on the Eagles Insider Podcast, and make sure you're with us next week when we give you that report. For now, we want to catch you up on a couple of Eagles draft picks. Third-round pick, defensive tackle Milton Williams. Fourth-round pick, Eagles cornerback Zech McPhearson. But we want to begin the podcast with an interesting acquisition the Eagles made on Friday. Now, one of the ways to build a roster is through the waiver wire. And because of the 4-11-1 record the Eagles had last year, they are right near the top of the NFL list in terms of claiming players. And so we expect the Eagles to be active doing that as we get toward the 2021 regular season. But we also wonder how many hits they'll have. Maybe they have a hit from last week. Kerryon Johnson enters his fourth season in the NFL. A second-round draft pick in 2018 out of Auburn. Was absolutely spectacular for 10 games with the Detroit Lions in 2018. 641 rushing yards, averaged 5.3 yards per carry. He was terrific. And then he had a left knee injury. And then he came back in 2019, and after 6 weeks, suffered a right knee injury and missed 8 weeks and came back for the final 2 games of that season. He played all 16 games in 2020, but by then, he really didn't factor into the picture with Detroit. They had drafted DeAndre Swift in the first round last year, and Johnson had just 52 carries, 181 yards in 2020. So Johnson kind of saw the writing on the wall. The Lions in free agency this year, signing Jamal Williams from Green Bay, and then in the draft, using a 7th-round pick on Jermar Jefferson from Oregon State. So it was really no surprise when Johnson was waived by the Lions last Thursday. Well, on Friday, the Eagles were awarded Johnson, and now he's in Philadelphia. So we begin the podcast with an exclusive one-on-one interview. Kerryon Johnson, who came to Philadelphia on Tuesday, took his physical, met the coaches at the NovaCare Complex, got a sense what the Eagles are all about. We kick off our Eagles Insider Podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group with an interview, new Eagles running back Kerryon Johnson. The Eagles made a very interesting move last week, claiming running back Kerryon Johnson off waivers from Detroit. He's now in Philadelphia. Hello, everyone. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro, joined by the newest Philadelphia Eagles running back, Kerryon Johnson. Hello, Kerryon.
Hello.
Welcome to Philadelphia. How's the vibe here at the NovaCare Complex? What do you think of the coaches? What's your first impressions?
It's been excitement like I've never seen, just from the coaching staff as a whole. You could tell they enjoy coming here. You can tell they enjoy the opportunity they have. And they're ready to work. They're ready to get the Eagles back to the Super Bowl. And they're preaching details. They're preaching competition. And, it's been nice. It's been a good day. The weather was great, so I can't complain.
So what has it been like for you, the range of emotions that you've had since last week?
Yeah, I don't think, it was weird. Let me put it that way. It's the first time it's ever happened to me. So it was just very weird, but luckily it was only like a 24-hour stint. It wasn't a couple months thing, a couple weeks thing like some guys go through. So I'm very blessed and thankful that it wasn't, because I don't know how mentally people handle that. So it was weird, but things change. Everybody in the league just about ends up switching teams at some point for some reason, for any reason. So, I just got to handle it, take it from there, and I'm excited for this fresh start, and I'm ready to get to work.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly where I was going with this. Sometimes a fresh start, a new beginning, is exactly what you need. Is that kind of the way you're seeing this?
Oh, yeah, it's a new set of eyes to see me. It's a new set of eyes for me to watch other people. It's a new environment, new players, new coaches, new schemes, new fans, new teams to play. So I'm pumped. I'm ready to give, everything I have to this organization for however long I'm here. And that's what you can expect from me, from sure.
All right, so tell me, how is the health? How do you feel physically?
I feel great. I felt the best I've felt in a few years, honestly. I'm not lying to you. I really do feel very good. This offseason has been great, much better than the last one. And I feel great. I'm ready to roll. I'm excited. It feels like a good time to be with a new, like I said, a new set of eyes, a new scheme, a new offense, and I'm ready to get going.
In Detroit, that rookie year, those first 10 games, 641 yards. You're averaging more than 5 yards a carry. You are rolling, and then you get an injury. And I wonder how it was for you mentally. I know physically it's one obstacle to come back from, but also the mental part of it. What was it like for you?
Yeah, it's rookie year. I easily could have been at the top of the rookie running back class, which we had a good rookie running back class. But I wasn't. Injury sidelined that, and it's always difficult to deal with something that takes you off the top of your game, but you can let it affect you, and it can carry over to the next year. You can beat it, be done with it, and put it behind you and grind it out. So that's the mentality my parents raised me with, and that's what I went out there and did. I went out the next offseason. I trained, and just still training, coming back from a second injury, and was able to finish the whole 17 or 16 game slate last year, and so I feel like I'm on the trending upwards.
Yeah, I mean, you've gone through the ups and the downs in the NFL. How has that changed you? How's that made you better?
Yeah, it's definitely made me mentally way more tough. For the amount of injuries some people may say I have, there's always been people who've had more. I mean, you look at guys like Frank Gore, AP, guys like that went on to become Hall of Fame type guys after major knee injuries, probably worse than I've ever had or ever will have. And the mental fortitude of being around guys and seeing guys like that has really made me a stronger player, really made me change the way I've, lived my daily life, and really helped me to become better. And, at the end of the day, I know I can always look at myself in the mirror and say I gave 100% in anything I've done on any team, on any week, on any day, for any reason. So I can go to sleep happy with that.
You come into a new situation here. I'm sure you've looked at the names of the running backs here. You're familiar with some of those running backs, of course. How do you look at this situation for you as an individual?
It's good. It's a good situation. We've got a lot of good running backs in the room, in my opinion. You've got 3 guys that have played high caliber football over the past year or 2 years. And then you got some young guys coming in hungry with talent as well. So all that is going to make me better. It's going to make them better. We all can learn from each other. We all can take something from the other's game, and we all can elevate ourselves. So it's never a time to complain for too much talent in a room. You can never really have that, never truly have that. So we're going to, when the cookie crumbles, we're going to all get together. We're going to all go out there. We're going to all help each other be the best we can be. And that's the plan.
And there's certainly enough crumbs for everyone in that cookie. 17-game schedule is a long one.
It's a long one, especially at running back. It is a long one.
For sure. Hey, I wonder, for Eagles fans who don't really know your style, how would you describe your running style, your abilities, what you bring to this table?
I guess a slasher would probably be the best. Not the biggest, not the fastest, but I'm always trying to gain positive yards, always looking to keep my shoulders forward, shoulders over my feet, and gaining more yards, taking what the defense gives me. That's always what I've always prided myself on, and that's what I plan to bring here. In terms of pass protection, I think last year speaks for itself. That's just something that I enjoy doing. It's something I find to be fun. And then being a threat out the backfield as well. The game is changing. You got to be able to do everything in this game. So I'm just trying to become as well-rounded as I can.
Did I hear you right? Did you just say you enjoy pass protection?
Oh,
You think pass protection is fun?
Honestly, I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know why. And I never really had the chance to do it as much in the past as I did the past 2 years. But it's pretty fun. That's something where I don't have to worry about ball security. I don't have to worry about catching the ball, and I don't have to worry about gaining yards. All I have to do is worry about going out there and hitting whoever I'm blocking right in his face. So it's kind of my chance to play defense. I don't have to worry about much. I just got to go out there and do it.
You referenced earlier, Kerryon, your parents and how they raised you, and I've done some research into you and the incredibly competitive athletic environment that you were in. Your parents, the way they raised you, and your siblings, and I wonder how that has helped shape you in your journey to the NFL.
Yeah, my family is very competitive, and literally, we try. My brother plays overseas basketball now, but when we can, we all try to get together, and we always have family game night. Family game night is always Monopoly. We always end with Monopoly. Now, we run other games, Clue and all that stuff, but we always end with, and I swear to you, there will be 2 or 3 a.m. on Christmas, and you will see the Johnson family kids downstairs still going at it, trying to build hotels and take each other's property. And that's just how we do everything in life. We always compete against each other, and it's made us the best athletes we can be, so we've always found it to be fun.
I wonder how many elbows are being thrown at that Monopoly game.
Oh, one of my sisters gonna throw some elbows now. That's how she played when she played basketball. It was physical and tough and competitive, and that's how my brother taught her to be. And I'm the baby, so I got to stick up for myself. So I throw a few back myself. So.
Did your brother make it back from Romania? I read that he was stuck over there.
Yes, he did.
COVID.
Yep, he made it back last summer finally, and then he had his baby. He got back just in time for his baby, and then ended up going back to Russia this year. And he just got back from Russia, so last week of last month. So he finally got. That was a tough situation, but it turned out for the better.
Finally, Eagles fans, of course, excited at your arrival. I wonder how they've reached out to you. What kind of reaction you've gotten from them?
I've got a lot of social media messages telling me to change my bio on Twitter and Instagram. So they're excited, and I keep forgetting to change it because honestly I just don't pay attention to that stuff. So they're kind of trying to adopt me into the ways, and it's been nothing but positive, honestly. Leaving kind of abruptly how I did in Detroit, it could go either way. But I've seen a lot of positive notes, a lot of positive tweets and Instagram notifications and stories and things like that. And I'm very thankful for that. I try to carry myself the right way. I try to play this game the right way. So it's nice to see that go noticed.
Kerryon, nice to meet you virtually. Looking forward to meeting you in person and seeing you on the field. Thanks so much for taking the time with me today. Best of luck in Philadelphia, Kerryon Johnson.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Download the official mobile app of the Philadelphia Eagles. Catch breaking news, see real-time stats, watch live or on-demand video clips, listen to Eagles podcasts, and so much more. Now you can stay in touch with the Eagles anytime, anywhere.
More to come, of course, in free agency for the Eagles because there are still some good players on the streets, and the Eagles looking to add depth to the roster. So anything could happen at any time. We know the Eagles had 9 draft picks a couple of weeks ago. We're going to meet 2 of them here. First up, 3rd-round draft pick Milton Williams, who has a ton of personality, made a ton of plays in his college career, and the Eagles really, really loved him. The way he played football and got to the quarterback, got into the backfield, and just at Louisiana Tech, just a terrific football player. So that's kind of what they want. They want somebody who's going to be active up front, who's going to work with Fletcher Cox, with Javon Hargrave, with Hassan Ridgeway. Milton Williams fired up to be a Philadelphia Eagle. Milton Williams, 3rd-round draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles. Good to see you virtually. I wonder, did you sleep better on Friday night, or on Thursday night, or on Friday night after you were picked?
I think I slept a lot better last night. Thursday night, I really couldn't get any sleep. I was waking up probably every hour and a half, 2 hours on the dot, just trying to look at my phone, see what's going on and things like that. But definitely got a little bit more sleep last night, but I still kind of got up early, just so excited to finally be in the NFL and be an Eagle.
I mean, it's only been a few hours. Do you feel like it's reality at this point?
Yeah, I feel like it's reality. Just like my phone has been just blowing up. I can't even. There's so many messages and calls and text messages. I can't even reply to everybody right now. So I know it's real. I got a lot of fans on social media hitting me up saying congrats, welcome to Philly, fly, Eagle fly, things like that. So I'm just excited, man.
I know the Eagles are excited to have you. And, I talked to defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon about you, and he listed 3 things that he thought were really important, and I'd like you to comment on all 3 of them. Number 1, he said your character is through the ceiling. Love of the game, the way you conduct yourself on and off the field. Do you feel that you have exemplary character?
Yes, and I give a lot of credit to my parents. I've never really been in any trouble. I go to church, so I got Christ in my life, and I just try to treat everybody with the same respect. Like they say, the golden rule: treat people how you want to be treated. So, like I said, I never I stay out of bad situations. I don't put myself in bad spots. I'm really like a homebody. I don't go out a lot. If it's not about football or working out, then I'm somewhere playing video games, watching movies, things like that.
Well, I want to talk about your homebody thing in just a minute because you do have 3 sisters. So I want to know who was running the household. I think I have a pretty good idea of that. Number 2, Jonathan said, mean and motor. You play mean and you've got a big motor. Explain that. Is this a love of the game thing? Is this something that comes naturally to you, that really fiery temperament on the field?
Yeah, this is just a love for the game. I've been playing since I was in Little League, and I think that's one of my best traits is being physical and having a mean streak about me when I'm on the field. And basically, it's just like whoever is lined up in front of me is basically just showing me a sign of disrespect. They disrespected me by getting in front of me, so I got to prove my point to make them earn my respect and things like that. So just be physically, just dominate my opponent and things like that. Just we get that mutual respect for each other. So that's what I think. That's one of my the best parts about my game.
All right, and then number 3, he said your versatility, your ability to play down the line of scrimmage. Where does that come from? Is it something that you've learned through the years? It's not an easy thing. I'm not sure fans really understand going from inside to setting the edge on the against the run on the outside. Rushing the passer from the 3 technique. I mean, it is not easy to be that versatile. How has that come to you through the years?
I give all the credit to my college coaches. I had 3 defensive coordinators. My 3 years at Tech with 3 different defenses, 3-man front, 4-man front. And then my defensive line coaches, Coach Rick Petrie and Coach Anthony Camp. They really, Coach Petrie was my first D-line coach. He really was a technical coach, and he got me, helped me get that experience of playing multiple positions with his time there. And then when Coach Camp came in, really moved inside and focused a little bit more on the inside thing. But with the time, spending time with both of them, just over the past 4 years, just getting that experience at all 4 positions, from practice, scrimmages, games, and all things like that. And then, of course, watching a lot of tape. So you really kind of start to see what blocks you're going to be expecting, depending on like backfield sets and things like that. And I give them all the credit for that, for teaching me the game and getting me where I am today.
When, Milton, did the game of football become really, really important? I'm sure when you were young it was fun and, everybody wants to whip up on the guy across the line of scrimmage. But when did it become really important to the point where you thought maybe you had a chance to play in the NFL?
I will say my senior year of high school, when I finally went, like I said, Coach Rick Petrie was the first coach to come talk to me about playing at the college level. And just, I've been watching NFL a long time, just looking at some of the guys that's been in the NFL. I knew I had the size. I know I had to put on a little bit more weight. I knew I had the speed. So just learning the game, getting more technique sound and things like that, I always felt that I had a chance to finally make it to the NFL.
And why do you think you have made it to the NFL when there have been players who more talented than you are, bigger, stronger, faster, they didn't make it, you made it? Why?
My work ethic and my character. Once I set my mind on something, I'm gonna get it done. I used my strength coach used to get mad at me a lot because I used to be in the weight room at 3, 4 in the morning, and I think one time I set up the alarm at Louisiana Tech, and he was like, "Man, what's going on?" I said, "Man, I was just bored at home and just wanted to come get some work in." So my work ethic, nothing's gonna stop me from reaching my goal. I feel like I'm always when I got my mindset or something, I'm hell bent on getting it done.
Before the game of football, what was your first job?
I never really had a real job. The only job I had were me and one of my buddies would walk around the neighborhood with a lawnmower cutting grass. That's really the only job I had.
Okay, so then your job was to be around the house, Mr. Homebody, 3 sisters. Tell me about that relationship. What did you learn from having 3 sisters, and who ruled the world in that household? I'm sure it was the 3 women and the mom rather than you and your pops.
Okay, listen to this. So my twin sister is Mia. That's my twin. And I have an older sister, Michelle. She has a daughter So Malia is my niece. That's not my sister. She's my niece. So like you said, now Malia, she's been kind of running the house since she's been born. Everybody been catering to her and those things. But I probably would say Mia. When we were growing up, she was running the house. She kind of always got her way and things like that. She was a basketball athlete, so a lot of weekends and going across the country, going to her games, things like that. So I probably would say she runs the house a little bit.
Milton, what has the game of football taught you about life? I mean, obviously it takes a whole village to win a football game. So what lessons have you learned?
It's obstacles. Obstacles are always going to be in your way, and you got to overcome them. And just being with your teammates, being with the brotherhood, you go in there together. You all fighting for one common goal, and you basically don't want to let your brother down. You want to look to your left and to your right and see somebody that you can count on each and every snap of every game that you play in, and you just go in with that mindset of, well, I got these guys right here. What y'all got over there? Like I ride with my guys any day.
When did the technique part of it? I mean, when you're young and you're bigger and stronger than everybody else, you can manhandle somebody. At what point does the technique, the use of the hands, really come into play? And how do you feel you are as a technician?
So first off, and once I got to college, I really saw that you can't, like in high school, I was bigger, faster, stronger, and more athletic than a lot of players. But in college, it's not like that. Everybody got a scholarship for a reason. So that's where technique come in. And I think I learned a lot of my technique from Coach Rick Petrie. And from my time with him and then with Coach Camp, I feel like I'm a pretty good technician right now, but I know going to the next level and just being in the NFL with guys like Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, I'm going to learn a lot from those guys and be able to, like I said yesterday, widen my arsenal of pass rush moves.
All right, so you're going to be coming into Philadelphia at some point here. You're going to walk into the locker room. You're going to see Fletch. You're going to see BG. You're going to see Javon Hargrave. Have you imagined what it's going to be like? Are you going to feel little butterflies? You're going to feel a little bit in awe?
I will, because like I said earlier, I'm a homebody, so I play a lot of Madden. So I've been playing with these guys for 10 years and things like that. So once I finally see him, I'll be like, that's really him. And try not to embarrass myself too much, but just try to learn as much as I can from those guys. These guys have been playing this game a long time, and try to figure out what they've done to stay in this league so long, so I can follow in their footsteps.
Yeah, last one for you. How crucial will it be to learn from them, to spend a lot of time with them, to follow the habits that they've defined through the years that have made them such great players for such a long period of time?
I think it means everything. You know, NFL stands for not for long, and these guys been in the league, I don't want to get it wrong, but 8+ years, both of them. They've been in the league a long time. They got Super Bowls, so that they've been in every spot. They know everything. Like a lot of the old people say, been there, done that. They've been there, done that. Everything that I'm going through right now, they already had it going. They already went through it, so that they know what to expect. And just getting the experience, learning it, just getting the experience and learning from those guys. I think it's going to help me define the player that I'm going to be one day.
Can't wait to see you in Philadelphia, Milton. Thank you so much for your time. Welcome to Philadelphia. Congratulations. I know the sleep has been tough to come by before the draft, but now it's all about sleep, work out, sleep some more, and study. Get in that playbook.
Yes, sir. Fly, Eagle, fly.
Next up, 4th-round draft pick Zech McPhearson started his career at Penn State, transferred to Texas Tech, and he blossomed. And we know cornerback is a position of need. And we'll see how Zech McPhearson works out. But when we spoke on draft weekend, he was all fired up to be in Philadelphia and to see what he can do at this NFL level. Let's meet Zech McPhearson. Zech McPhearson, Eagles 4th-round draft pick. Welcome to Philadelphia. I'm Eagles insider Dave Spadaro. I feel like I'm sitting with sports royalty. Before we get into the football thing, tell me what it was like around the dinner table with, 6 brothers and the poor sister of yours. I feel so bad for. Was everybody just like diving in and survival of the fittest to eat?
Thankfully, at dinner every night, growing up, it was just a lot of food on it. So it was like Thanksgiving every day. That's how I was growing up. But poor little sis, she was a little younger. So
you are a high achiever. Education has always been a really important part of your life. You've got a master's degree in interdisciplinary education, interdisciplinary studies with a focus on education and management. Explain why the books were so important in your life.
Coming up in a family like I have, it's just one of those things you can't take for granted is the school side of things. That's what got us to college. Really, I know sports is paying for the bills, but while it's free, you might as well take advantage of everything you have and maximize what you can get and those 4 or 5 years that you have in college. And that's what I wanted to do as a freshman going in.
Your dad played in the NFL, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did he ever show you film? Did he ever brag on himself? Did he ever does he have a little man cave with actual proof that he was in the NFL? And
he got a bunch of pictures downstairs that we were going through earlier this week, just reminiscing that I've never seen before, but I haven't seen any film.
Okay. And now how old were you when you first could take him on the basketball court or in some sort of athletic competition?
I'll say probably 7.
Zach, let's talk about football and your journey here through Penn State to Texas Tech, now to the NFL. How would you describe it?
Man, this is definitely a journey full of ups and downs, but I just kept with everything, kept to the plan. Never gave up on myself, and it worked out well for me in the end.
Was it frustrating at times?
Definitely frustrating. There's times, where, you doubt yourself, but that's where, you have to lean on your faith a little bit more and just keep with everything that you have going for yourself.
It really seemed like it really all came together for you at Texas Tech. Why was the fit such a good one? And like, is that what we all need to learn here? Is that when you really believe in your mind, you will achieve on the field?
Definitely. I felt like just that whole transition down to Texas Tech, from the culture shock just to the change of scenery, kind of being in the middle of nowhere, it really helped me and made me reflect on myself, look in the mirror and, see what I really wanted to do. And as soon as I did that, it just all snapped for me and things started falling into place.
The art of the takeaway, it's not as easy as fans think it is, right? I don't think there's anything more difficult in football right now than covering a receiver. The rules are clearly lined up for receivers to make plays against defensive backs. What are the keys to being a great defensive back, to being a great cornerback?
Well, first, it's all confidence. That's where it starts in the mind. You got to go up there and know that you're the best of the best and, have that chip on your shoulder. And then it all plays and sets out on your technique. That's really what a lot comes down to is just refining your technique every day, especially at the position, like you said, cornerback. It's not an easy position. So that's what you really got to lean on when you're going against talent that's just as good or even better.
Who are great cornerbacks that you have looked up to in your life? Who are great cornerbacks at the professional level?
Joe Hayden, Chris Harris, you name them, Tremaine Johnson. I looked up to those guys growing up. Really identified my game with theirs. So.
Okay, so let's talk about your game. For fans who don't quite know who Zech McPhearson is, what kind of player are the Philadelphia Eagles getting?
They're getting a savvy, athletic defensive back who's not afraid to come up and hit or make a play on the ball, and definitely who's a versatile player who can get it done at, inside or outside.
Has the adversity that you've gone through created a bit of a chip on your shoulder?
Definitely. Just adversity, it really just all comes down to what you got going on inside of your heart. But definitely adversity plays a part in it. But everybody goes through adversity. It's just all how you're going to come back from it.
So pre-draft process, I know you've been asked about the Eagles and how much interest they showed in you. Do you really have any idea as a young guy waiting for somebody to call your name where you're going to go?
I mean, me personally, I had no clue, no idea. So it was a lot of, thinking, trying to figure out some stuff, guessing. But really, at the end of the day, I had no clue.
Was it fun?
It was fun. Yeah, it was a fun process. I would say it was a long process. But now that I look back at it, it was definitely a fun process to go through.
And now that you've been picked, you're feeling much more relief. Did you sleep on Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night?
I slept good. My mom was definitely cooking some good meals that helped me go to sleep at night. So.
Zach, what kind of expectations do you have for yourself in this next year?
Well, I just want to come in and, be an asset to this organization and be some type of, good team player. Come in. I know you got to get it done on special teams first. And that's my first goal. And then after that, see if I can make my way to the field. But the biggest goal is, win games, win championships. That's what we need.
You grew up in Maryland, so you're familiar with the Philadelphia Eagles. Who was your team as a kid? Who was your NFL team as a kid?
The Ravens.
Well, okay, that's good. At least it's geographical. What did your dad tell you about the NFL and the keys to success for a long and successful career?
Taking care of your body, staying healthy, and that creates longevity in the game. As the game changed over the years from when he played, but that's his best advice to give me right now.
And last question for you. So how physical was it playing sports with your brothers, and how much did you get beat up as a young kid, and how much did that honestly help you in your athletic career?
It was physical. They didn't take it easy on me at all. Just growing up with all of my older brothers and, you know, tagging on when they play throw up tackle or something like that. It wasn't easy. They didn't give me no let up, but it definitely played a role in just creating toughness inside of me, mental toughness. And, you know, that translates very well with the game. So
nice. Zach McPhearson, thanks so much for your time. Welcome to Philadelphia, and congratulations on being a 4th-round selection of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited. Let's get it.
And there you go. That is what we've got today with our Eagles Insider podcast. Reminder, tonight at 7:45, make sure you're with us on PhiladelphiaEagles.com, our official app, our social media channels, everywhere you can find us as we release the 2021 regular season schedule. Who will the Eagles play? How many primetime appearances will they have? When will the bye week be? You know the season's going to end with a string of games against the NFC East and then the New York Jets. But what happens before all that? Make sure you're with us at 7:45 tonight. Our Eagles platforms will bring you the information first. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro. Thanks for joining me on this Eagles Insider podcast, presented by Lincoln Financial Group. Thanks to Peter Kelly, Trevor Hayes, and Ray Doyle for all their work. Thanks to all of you for joining us each and every week. If you have a moment to give us a little 5-star review, there's a link in your details section of the podcast library. Thanks, everyone. Have yourselves a great Eagles day. Fly, Eagles, fly, and make sure you're with us at 7:45 tonight. The schedule release is coming your way.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Raise a glass to that comforting feeling of an Eagles touchdown with the all-new Broad & Pattison wine collection created in partnership with Wink, featuring a Cabernet, a Rosé, and a Chardonnay. Broad & Pattison wines are the perfect pairing for any occasion. Now you can bring the sweet taste of victory with you to a dinner with friends or to the tailgate with your game day crew. Purchase online today at PhiladelphiaEagles.com/wine to stock up and have Broad & Pattison delivered right to your door. A portion of proceeds from every bottle benefit Eagles Autism Foundation.